All right, let's see what they have here. Patch, this patch comes out with the next big update, so when the battle pass and so on ends, which is next week at the time of making this. Agents. Valorant asks you to make tough decisions when interacting with enemy utility, shooting, dodging, and timing your moment to take a decisive action. Sometimes they don't take any action at all. But that's outside of the article. Sometimes, you know, in my rank games, I see no action at all. I'm sure you guys do too. Let's see here. While patch 7.04 includes changes to over half of the roster, the changes are sharply focused on increasing game state clarity. Reducing the frequency of large area effects of ultimates, so less massive space-taking ultimates like Viper, Breach, Fade, you know, that stuff. Reducing the amount of time utilities active in the world. That is interesting. Reducing the HP of shootable utility. We also believe the ultimate cost updates below better align large area high impact ults with the pressure they place on the enemy, creating both a better pacing of the round defining abilities and a clearer choice competition between high and low cost ults. Oh. All right, so they okay. They yeah, let's just see here. Breach, Aftershock. Ticks reduced from 3 to 2. Damage increased from 60 to 80. So 160 damage in total. Yeah. How will this affect Breach? Let's see. Let me prepare the calculator just for all things there. I don't think Breach is a big threat anymore, right? You still want to make people move, or you still want to move away from his Aftershock, but you'll be fine. No, you will still die from it. You will still die from Aftershock, even if you have full armor, full HP. Rolling Thunder, ultimate points increased from 8 to 9. I like that. Breach mains out there, they don't like it, but I don't mind. 9 ultimate points, that is big. That is a lot. Brimstone, Orbital Strike, ultimate points increased from 7 to 8. Nice, I like that, because you're gonna have less campy Brimstones that just farm orbs and just are annoying with the ulti. Like, they barely play the game, they play like a RTS game instead. A very common strat with Brim on Bind, for example, is you go on defense and you just smoke for the orbs and you just take orbs every time. Fade, Prowler, time to re-equip gun takes slightly longer after using the ability. So basically, Fades who love to lurk on their own, they can't do these fast pushes with a Fade dog go around the corner and then taking out the gun and shooting. I think that's fine. More team play. She is directed towards having more team play. Let's see here. Gekko, Mosh Pit. The impacted area does 10 damage per second before exploding. That is a buff. That is nice. It's very small. So in total it does 30 damage. Not big, but it's better than nothing, because otherwise you could challenge the Mosh Pit for a second, go for a headshot, bam, get out, and then it explodes and doesn't do anything. So now it provides some threat at least. Wingman, HP reduced from 100 to 80. I think that's so it's easier to kill Wingman when going for plants. Especially like if you need to wallbang. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Going for Wingman planting is a risky thing to do, especially when you send them in before you clear an area or something. Fresh, the ultimate. Fresh Explosion had a little makeover to make it easier to see and understand the area it has affected, on top of being beautiful. I think that's good because it can be difficult to call out exactly who is detained sometimes. But I felt that, yeah, maybe, yeah, it can be difficult, especially if there's enemies close by to each other and they switch location afterwards. Someone who isn't detained, they go and protect the detained person. Killjoy, oh, nice. Lockdown, 9 points instead of 8. I like that. Yeah, Cypher is indirectly buffed. Nice, nice, nice. Omen, Paranoia, no movement velocity imparted when casting. I don't know what this means. No movement velocity imparted. Ah, okay, so no movement added when you or it doesn't carry movement, I mean. Okay, that makes sense. So what I mean is that if you run, jump, and then send it out, it doesn't move. Wait, Paranoia, is that, let me see, isn't Paranoia the Flash? Yeah, it's the blind. Yeah, the blind. Skye. Skye has become a keystone of the current meta through her blend of recon and space-taking utility. While we like that she can potentially unlock new comps through this combo, we think that she has lacked clear weaknesses compared to her peers, given the wide range of value she brings. Yo, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Ingrid. Much love to you, and appreciate the bits. Thank you. Guiding Light. Max duration while casting reduced from 2.5 to 2 seconds. So a weaker flash. Yeah, it's gonna be harder for Skies to solo peek around corners. Trailblazer Q. HP reduced from 100 to 80. That is nice. I will still have lots of teammates in my rank games, never shooting the doggo. So for some matches, this won't even matter. But I think me as a Cypher, for example, I will challenge the dog. I will exit the camera, kill the dog, go back in camera, even if it reveals my positioning, because I want to protect my trapwires. Seekers ultimate points increased to 1 point. Seeker health decreased 150 to 120. That is good. Sova, Recon Bolt, total number of scans reduced from 3 to 2. Nice. Also big. Less campy Sova players. Viper, ultimate points increased from 8 to 9. Huge. I like this. All of this I like because these are just area denying ultimates that are super strong, and it feels too easy to farm them. It feels very easy to farm them. So when you use the Viper Pit, you're not just gonna use it to use it, right? You're gonna make actual use of it. Astra, Gravity Well C, the C ability. Startup time increased from 0.6 to 1.25. That is a lot. Double the time. Gravity time duration decreased from 2.75 to 2.0. Ah, okay. So one thing this changes for everyone except Astra is that if you play a race, for example, on split, and you want a double satchel in, or you play a Jett, I think Jett is fine because you carry the momentum while you dash. It's constant momentum. But if you are a race player, then it's very difficult to entry in over the gravity well because it just sucks you down and slows you down. It's like a brake. So if the Astra doesn't realize that the race is coming in, and she doesn't, activate it a second ahead of time, race is gonna get past that gravity wall. So I think that's a great trade-off. It's not gonna matter too much for other characters because you can just move out. Actually, it might. It might. Yeah, you have a lot of time now. 1.25 seconds. That is a lot of time. And then duration as well, down to 2 seconds. So also, this makes it more difficult to use her pulse plant. So already we see that Riot really wants to, they want to keep the pulse plant strategy. Like, they want it to be viable, Brimstone here, for example, but they want it to be less common, I guess, or just less campy, less static, because nothing really happens then. You don't really play the game to use guns and so on. You play the game to camp. And you get rewarded for not taking fights more than you get rewarded for taking good fights. So I think it's great to see nerfs like this. Nova Pulse, startup time decreased from 1.25 to 1.0, just giving some balance in her kit so that you can do some aggressive plays and not just full-on nerfs with Gravity Well and so on. Cosmic Divide audio now is blocked by the wall rather than muffled. Hmm. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting because, like, if you use an Astra wall and you go for a plant, you have a lot more protection. Like, it's not as easy to time the plant and peek outside of the wall and then shoot the planter. Instead, you will have to take a risk basically, and you can bait out enemies when they're going for the plant, or if you're rotating or whatever, you know. You have a lot more room to play around this now because nobody hears you when you run. Nobody hears when like enemies outside of the wall. Yeah, you have to be prepared. It's more tense now. So this one will be interesting. I think it's good for both defense and attack. Jett. Since the last time we released changes to Jett, she has continued to be a mainstay of both competitive and professional play. We like that the dash changes in 4.08 pushed her to be more deliberate and tactical, but still feel that Jett is often given more reliable power windows and generous tuning than other duelists and agents in general. That is true. One of the biggest issues with Jett has been the dash. That the dash is what allows her to be so strong. On top of the updraft and cloudburst. Yeah, the dash is crazy strong. Tailwind dash window decreased from 12 seconds to 7.5. So you need to be a lot more decisive now. I assume. Let's see. Comment here is at 12 seconds, Jett could often find value activating her dash without clear intention or make correct calls, but still have time to find another use for the dash. Shortening this window pushes Jett to be more deliberate with her calls and reduces Tailwind's power at defensively holding angles while minimally impacting her ability to proactively use the dash to break onto a site. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can use the dash and you just yeet yourself forward with, well, you don't activate it, you just walk forward until you see something and then get out of jail card. Activation wind up increased 0.75 seconds. Oh yeah, another thing here, by the way. Lowering the window means that you have a lesser chance of refreshing the dash after getting 2 kills, making it so that if you activate the dash, you go for a super aggressive play early on in the round when barriers go down, you get 2 kills, you have a dash, and you use that dash, and then if you want to, you can use that dash again because you refresh the charges. So you can chain it into very, very annoying plays. I mean, you can still do it, but you would need a lot more kills in a shorter amount of time. Activation windup increased from 0.75 to 1 second. All right. Increasing Tailwind's windup should promote proactive use by reducing Jett's ability to activate it reactively when caught off guard or in the middle of a fight and successfully escape. So if you use operator Jett, for example, and you don't have the dash activated already, it's not as fast to activate it and just get out. Yeah, you're still gonna see a lot of aggressive Jett plays, but yeah, not greedy, not as greedy. Cloudburst duration decreased from 4.5 seconds to 2.5. Time to re-equip gun takes slightly longer after using the ability. And the comment is, we want to reduce some of the persistent safety Jett gets dashing into or escaping with smokes, sharpening Cloudburst to be fast but powerful tool that forces players to be quick and precise with their decisions. So in ranked, for example, if you want to entry as Jett, you still do the same positioning on the smoke, you still dash into the smoke, but now you need to be ready to fight much faster. But what usually happens is that a Jett pushes out through the smoke, takes some space, and then teammates come in at the same time and so on. But yeah, it's gonna be noticeable in pro play. In pro play, that's where you're gonna see a lot more tighter entries, like flash dash with Skye and Jett, for example. That's gonna be super tight now, and it has to be fast, not this slow entry anymore. Right now, with the 4.5 second cooldown, you can chill in the smoke. You know, chill, get some audio, and decide what you want to do. But no more. Updraft Q. Charges decreased from 2 to 1. With 2 updrafts, we've seen moments where Jett escape situations where they've been tactically outplayed by throwing enemies off by relying on updrafts' unpredictable movement. We hope to reduce some of the unhealthy movement extremes updraft can produce and increase the importance of using it at the right time. This is gonna hurt a lot of Jett players. So one of those situations could be that you have an operator, you miss a shot, and there's an enemy coming in around the corner or something, and you just updraft and you move like your Michael Jackson in the 80s or whatever. Is it 80s? I can't remember. But yeah, you just move around, basically break dance in the air, get down, pick up a shorty, and kill people. But now you only do it once. Also, soul volties. They punish Jett a lot more now. She will be punishable with soul volties. Mollies are more annoying to her. If you mess up an updraft when you're gonna enter in somewhere, goodbye to that updraft. If you want to go aggressive with knives, even then. Yeah, there's some plays that are gone. For example, on Pearl. I mean, Pearl is gonna change as well. You can't do the double updraft on Pearl with this, but yeah, Pearl is out as well. What other maps? Fracture also has no double updraft anymore. Fracture is going out. Haven doesn't do the double updraft anymore either. So if you want to do the greedy A main double updraft, you gotta do it with like a Sage Wall or something. Bladestorm. Ultimate points increased 7 to 8. Jett's ultimate has proven one of the most flexible, reliable, and economically powerful gun replacement ultimates because of its lack of a timer, reset on kills, and harmony with Jett's movement. This change should bring Bladestorm up to the same cost of comparable weapon ults such as the Tour de Force and Showstopper. I agree. I think this is great. Nerf to Jett. You're still gonna see crazy Jett players. Just more reliance on gun. They have to rely more on the gun. And that's all. Thanks so much for watching.